This time.
So I told him your kids are starting.
Oh, yeah. No, she printed this for me. I think two of the people. It's 5:30. We're gonna call the meeting to order. Amy Slaughter,
Here.
Barry Kaiser,
Here.
Michael McCray,
Here.
David Bullion,
Here.
Joe Salinas, Jessica Middle,
Here.
and I'm Larry Jackson. All right, the Historic Review Board is an advisory board appointed by the City Council. I'm Larry Jackson, co-chair of the Historic Review Board. It is the function of the board to consider all applications for certificates of appropriateness for properties in the historic district and for landmarks. In considering whether to approve or disapprove of an application for a certificate of appropriateness, the Historic Review Board shall be guided by City of Fredericksburg design guidelines and standards and the Historic Preservation Ordinance. If anyone present wishes to speak in favor or in opposition of any item on today's agenda, please sign up on the persons to be heard sheet out front. I think that time is up. It's not necessary to sign up to speak if you're the owner or a representative for the project on the agenda. You will be called on as the case is called. Approval by the board does not take the place of any type of permit. Permits must be obtained for all work. No work of any type is to be started without obtaining the appropriate city permits after a certificate of appropriateness has been issued by the Historic Preservation Officer. Anna?
There was no one signed up for public comments, so we'll skip down to Historic Preservation Officer report. Last week or last month, you had asked for an update on some of the conceptually approved projects, and this was the one that came back. This was the East Creek. If you remember, there were 3 structures, and we asked them to put the 2 up front into 1, and we had a couple iterations of that. So this is the final view of whether this will be facing Creek Street. So I think they did a pretty good job of taking what we were saying and making a new design. So that's the update on that one. HRB reappointments along with P&Z and ZBA are all coming up to City Council on June 20th. Amy's position, Richard's position, and Barry's position are all up for renewal. So just make sure you send me an email if you want to return or not. So, so City Council can make those appointments on the 20th. And want to let you know that the preservation grant applications are still available. I've only received 2. I've got a couple others that have been picked up and asked questions. So I anticipate they'll be in before the deadline, but so far kind of light return on those. So hopefully we get a few more applications. All right, and that's what I've got.
Approval of the minutes. Anybody have any changes? So passed. Which ones were you hearing? Is this first one still on the agenda? Okay, application 21-85-209 East San Antonio. Is anyone here to speak on that? Okay. Application 22-050, 309 East Center Street. Anyone here for that? Doing good.
Ms. Danielson will not be here. She withdrew the application.
Hey, Larry, you might want to recognize Richard.
Oh, Richard, you here? Okay. Application 22054, 406 East Orchard.
Okay. Application 22-054 at 406 East Orchard. It's an R1 zone property, and it was never given a rating in any of the surveys that were completed. So the proposal is demolition of the house and build a new house and garage. The applicant is requesting a C of A to build a new house on a similar footprint as the original house. The house will measure 23 feet at the ridge and will be clad with horizontal fiber cement boards and board and batten in the gables. A new one-bay garage made of the same material as the house is the request. And I've cited the sections for new construction in the district. This house did not appear in the 2018 survey, and so it was not given a rating. This project originally received approval for limited demolition of a rear addition. The current request is essentially new construction and will be evaluated as such. The style proposed is consistent with current design trends, and the size and location setbacks are appropriate. Number two, the garage is appropriate in size and materials. The new garage is located within the side setbacks then, and a variance would be required to allow this to be built at the proposed location. Owners are here.
Please state your name.
Dave Chastain?
Christina Lincoln.
All right, tell us about your project.
So as Anna mentioned, it's a new construction. The existing home, there was not much left of it to preserve. So we started from scratch with a engineer in Kerrville. It's very simple, kind of a farmhouse style with board and batten and stucco exterior that is going to be white. We've expanded the living room out to the old front porch, so we're adding a new front porch on, but it'll be a covered front porch, standing seam metal roof, and the garage would be also board and batten with a multi-pane, not super modern, more traditional garage door, and the windows are black exterior, aluminum clad with multi-pane window from Anderson. We did a high grade series window, so it's, there's really not much else to say other than we kept the existing footprint pretty closely. We didn't change a lot of that. In fact, the engineer had first come back to me with a pretty radical difference, and I said, let's kind of keep within the same footprint, but we found out kind of during demo, we couldn't keep a lot of the old foundation in the back, or really the existing house. The pier and beam portion of the house was in such bad repair that we had to demo more than we anticipated. And that's where we're at now so that we can move forward with the project.
All right, anyone have anything to say on the board?
Anna, who would grant variance?
Zoning Board of Adjustment.
So that's really out of our PD.
Right, you can't grant the variance, but you could recommend approval if you want to recommend approval of it, but that would go to ZBA with a recommendation.
Thank you for the presentation. It's good to see you all here. The windows on the front, tell me again what those are.
They're an Anderson 400 series window that have a 2/2 window grid pattern, and these are exterior window grids.
I was thinking I heard you say something about being blacked out or having,
They are black on the outside. We had chosen a black standing seam metal roof, and although it's pretty trendy right now, I decided to stick with more of a classic look and adding, just keeping with that look.
The footprint for the front elevation, it appears to be similar in width as the original structure, is that right?
It's exactly the same width.
Same
The
width.
only thing that has changed is we've encroached on the part that used to be the former porch and extended the living room to the former porch, which was probably about 6 feet deep, to make a bigger family room. And we've added a new porch on the front of the home.
So from the front elevation, the main elevation, it appears to be the same
It's
size. All the
exactly the
additional square footage is hidden behind. Is that
That's correct. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve application 22-054 as submitted.
a second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. It passes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, other discussion? Anna?
Yes, the only other thing on the agenda would be for you guys to consider appointing a new chair and possibly vice chair, since our chair forever, Ms. Sharon Joseph, has been appointed to city council, leaving a vacancy. So it'll be up to you to appoint and nominate and appoint a chair and vice chair.
All right. Do we have any nominations by anybody? Anybody volunteer?
I'd like to vote, nominate David Williams as chair.
Have a second on that? All in favor? Well, David, is that all right with you? Okay. You would need to vote on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. Good, David, congratulations. Our vice chair, that is going to be open because I'm not going to do it anymore. Any nominations for that? Any volunteers?
I'll volunteer. If nobody else wants to volunteer, I'd be happy to serve.
Right. All right, cool.
I'll second that.
All right. Let's get it.
As of today, the only opening is Sharon's position. So not in her removal, then I've created a vacancy for the chair position. So I'm just moving essentially David there. And city council will, I'm assuming, appoint a new member on the 20th.
In addition to the current.
Right, but there are current members that are up. for renewal.
3 that are for
Rotating
renewal.
somebody that isn't to volunteer.
Anybody vote?
Well, I'm
Yes, she's not a for
You're not.
You are, who else is?
Yeah, who also?
Yeah, but we're not. gonna do
Richard
vice
Berry and
president,
Amy.
president. We're just,
You're staying.
yeah, I'm saying,
Yeah.
Really?
I'm moving down to secretary.
Okay.
sergeant of arms.
I'm in charge of fixing the
All right.
church.
You got to vote on the floor.
Okay, anybody opposed to? Already asked that?
Need to vote.
Okay.
That's not the election law. Anybody opposed? How about all in favor?
Okay, all in favor of Jessica's nomination? Say aye.
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 All opposed, by the same sign? Congratulations. We're going to discuss our new member tonight, or is that something you're just working on?
We've submitted a slate of people that have applied, and so that's what will be sent to city council for deliberation on the 20th. They usually deliberate in executive session and then come out and say who they've appointed for each position. Like I say, all three boards have openings.
Anybody have any opinion on anything? All right. That's all. Meeting adjourned.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Second.
Second? Yes. Meeting is adjourned.
I.
Oh, faster, easier, golly, but not as wonderful.
I know, I'm gonna miss her, but you know, leave there.
Yeah. She,
I was a big leap and I had to choose.
no. It's never that hard. How busy is business
Very slow.
compared to
Well, before COVID, sport was usually slow. Over the years, it's been still too hot.